Woo! All right, where do we even begin here, folks? What's up? This is Mike with PricePlow.com, your favorite supplement deals page and price comparison site. So we are at industry drama levels like we haven't seen since the 2012 Driven Sports Craze amphetamine saga. So take the time right now to pause this video, cook up some popcorn, and let's talk for 10 to 15 minutes about what's going on. I'm talking about Bodybuilding.com has sued Jim Stoppani and the company he owns, PhD Fitness, and the drama and tension levels are basically at like a 9.5 out of 10. GNC may get pulled in, so I want to take a step back, talk about what's happened, show some of the new evidence that we've found, because this is the second time I'm making this video as we keep finding more and more information, and then I want you to be able to make a good informed decision on what to buy, where to buy it, if anything at all. So as we know, in 2013, Jim Stoppani and Bodybuilding.com entered into an agreement and they created the Gym brand and it absolutely blew up. They were just murdering it with pre-gym, mostly pre-gym, the pre-workout supplement at Bodybuilding.com. Shout out the top 50 supplement list, and we have to imagine that they were doing like tens of millions of dollars in business. Well, as it turned out, in the spring of 2016, we found out that Bodybuilding.com was suing Jim Stoppani, and we were like, whoa, okay, what's going on here? So and things have kind of escalated since then. So let's take a step back and recap what's going on. So what happened? Now, before we begin, I got two disclaimers. First off, I'm not a patent attorney. I have no IP law, so a lot of armchair quarterbacking is going to be happening here. But a lot of this is based on my opinions, which we'll get into later. But yeah, not a lawyer. It's at the point where we probably should go get an IP lawyer to comment on this, on what's going on here, because there's a lot of trademarking issues. Second off, this video and the blog post, which you can always click to read the blog post, we'll keep it up to date. This has absolutely no bearing on the previous Jim Stoppani scandal blog post that we wrote earlier. It has nothing to do with it. I'm going to stay completely unbiased here. What was said, and you could always read that if you want. Watch the videos that were there. But the point is that this is a bigger and more important thing, and so we're going to discard that for now. That has nothing to do with this. We're talking about the lawsuits and the two stores that may be going head to head here. So what happened? And now these are Bodybuilding.com's accusations. You can read the court documents on our blog post. There's links there. But this video is kind of meant for people who don't want to be reading through legal documents. And so around March 2013, Bodybuilding.com claims to have created the mark Jim. Now I'm saying Jim, J-Y-M, not Jim Supplement Science, but the actual mark Jim and the brand and the logo called Jim, for use in connection with supplements bearing that name. Now, at this point, I need to note, however, that neither side trademarked Jim. It has never been trademarked. Later on, and we'll get into this, Jim Supplement Science got trademarked, but Jim itself wasn't trademarked. And we're talking about like $250 to $750 worth of legal process fees that could have avoided this whole freaking mess. So they created the mark Jim, but never trademarked it. And so Bodybuilding.com is claiming on May 17th, 2013, Bodybuilding.com and Jim Stoppani entered an agreement over the development, marketing, and sale of products bearing the Jim mark. Stoppani would endorse it with his name and likeness, and Bodybuilding.com would pay PhD Fitness, which is Jim Stoppani's brand, Jim Stoppani's company that he co-owns with his partner. They would pay PhD Fitness a flat fee royalty for each sale of the Jim branded products. So according to Bodybuilding.com, they're basically doing most of the heavy lifting. Jim Stoppani is the promotional wing of this operation starting in 2013, and he gets a flat fee. So every time you bought a pre-gym tub, he got some amount of money, which we don't know. Now, they obviously, for 2.5 years, were just killing it, as you all know. And then Bodybuilding.com then claims that they own the trademark rights to the Jim mark. However, the agreement that they signed before was set to expire on May 17th of 2016. But on April 19th of 2016, PhD Fitness, Jim's company, sent a letter to Bodybuilding.com disputing the ownership of the Jim mark, stating that PhD Fitness owns it. They claim that Bodybuilding.com's right to use it also terminates with its contract ending in May of 2017. Ending May 17th of 2016. We do not have that letter that PhD Fitness sent to Bodybuilding.com. We cannot verify that. Bodybuilding.com receives this letter and they're like, oh, hell no. We are suing your ass, Jim Stoppani. And that's where these documents got entered and that's where we found it. So Bodybuilding.com is now taken to courts seeking declaratory judgments and so on and so forth. So over the summer, so we got that information. And over the summer, some stuff happened behind the scenes, but it seemed to have calmed down a little bit. However, recently, and I'm recording this video on September 20th or so of 2016. So if you're watching this way later, there's probably a lot more out there. Check our blog post for updates. In early September of 2016, Stack3D.com, shout out to our boys at Stack. They reported that they found gym supplements being sold at GNC.com and in GNC stores. And at this point, everyone's like, holy crap, what's going on now? Did they settle the lawsuit? Did they not? And so we dug into the PACER documents. That's the system where you can download the legal documents that are ongoing. And we saw, no, this lawsuit has most definitely not been settled. In fact, it looks like it's getting pretty ugly. And so digging into that, we see that the judge has set a scheduling order and that this bad boy is going to court as of right now. And so what's going to happen is that these documents were filed in August of 2016 by the judge. And he says, Bodybuilding.com must disclose their expert witnesses on March 15th of 2017. Jim has to disclose his April 15th, 2017. And then all rebuttal experts must be submitted by May 1st of 2017. Then, the jury trial is set for January 16th of 2018 in Boise, Idaho. So basically, we have this huge black cloud hanging over our heads for a whole year, for more than a whole year, all of 2017, where we don't really even know who owns the gym trademark. There is no gym trademark. That's the crazy thing. We don't know who owns the gym brand, the gym logo, who has the right to sell this. And so it's kind of hanging over our heads. And I'll get into my personal opinions later. So once we see that once we saw that GNC is now selling this Gym 2.0 lineup, which we assume they have some sort of deal going on with Jim Stoppani, but aren't really sure, that's where we updated the blog post. It went viral, and Bodybuilding.com then posted this very terse, very strong response, which I'm going to read. And it was from the CEO of Bodybuilding.com, the new CEO, Richard Jalachandra. And he says, the gym products available on Bodybuilding.com are genuine, safe, FDA compliant, and have the same high quality standards since we launched the brand 3 years ago. Emphasis mine now. Gym products being sold by other retailers, GNC, were not authorized by Bodybuilding.com and are being sold without our permission. Bodybuilding.com's policy is not to comment on pending litigation, but we will vigorously enforce our trademarks and intellectual property rights. That said, I can emphasize this, they say. Bodybuilding.com has sued the former celebrity endorser and is evaluating its legal options against the retailer, the retailer's individual franchisees, and any other retailer who tries to sell the gym product without our express written permission. And so things are getting crazy when they have to post that on bodybuilding.com. They are out for blood. So everyone be careful there. This is happening right now. Now, my personal opinion is that this is going to settle more likely than not, because we've seen what happens when we have lawsuits hanging over everyone's heads. Just ask Muscle Farm. How are lawsuits treating them? I mean, their entire existence basically depends on how well they handle their legal. Not good at all. For a whole year hanging over the heads. This is bad for Jim Stoppani. This is bad for PhD Fitness. This is bad for Bodybuilding.com. And it's bad for GNC and any franchise owners who get involved. However, this is my next time making the video because some new evidence has come to light. And I think it's important for you to know, especially if you're part of the gym army, everything that we could dig up. Because the most important thing, we don't know who owns this gym mark. No one trademarked it, like I've said. However, as late as December 20th of 2013, Jim Stoppani did attempt to trademark Gym Supplement Science. So that was a decent, fair, good faith kind of attempt to trademark it. And so I didn't find this because it was actually disapproved. But you can see in the circled spots right there, they did try to register this. However, it was denied And you can see here the section on the refusal right there. And I'm going to read the refusal is that it's merely descriptive. And in this case, what they basically say is, since each word in the applicant's mark is descriptive or generic, registration is refused under the Trademark Act Section 2E1. And if you look into this document, we're going to post the links on our blog post here. You can see that he was using some pretty generic pages to show the usage of Jim supplement science, and he's highlighting GYM supplements instead of JYM. So the Patent and Trademark Office was like, I don't know what this really has to do with the Jim supplement science product line, and they denied it. Now, in order to get this into the supplemental registrar, which is not the official main USPTO.gov registrar, they then had to amend it, it seems like, and I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not sure how this process totally works. PricePlow, we have a trademark, and it went through a little smoother. In order to get this trademarked, they had to use this for evidence that they've been using it since March of 2013. Look familiar? That's a bodybuilding.com product page. So basically, they are admitting in this supplemental registrar, which isn't even powerful in the courts and will most likely be thrown out from what I'm understanding, the bodybuilding.com's page itself was used as evidence for the existence of the Jim mark. Now, as you may or may not know, in America, this is the United States of America, we are a country where it's first to use, not first to register. You can't just go and register a bunch of names and not use them and expect the courts to side with you, especially when it's a supplemental registration. And so that's kind of what happened with this situation. And as of right now, it seems like bodybuilding.com's got the evidence that they were the first to actually use the Jim mark. However, not trademarking it just caused this whole situation in the first place. So right now we have kind of three questions. First off, who formulated these products? I wasn't in the room. I don't know. You probably don't know. You really have to, and Jim's saying he did, Bodybuilding.com's team saying they did. Who formulated it? Really don't know. And it's up to you to decide as a consumer if you want to keep buying Pre-JYM, for instance. It is admittedly a great product. And if you still want it, we're going to have to decide what side you're on and where you're going to buy it from at this point. So it's kind of gotten juicy. Second question is, who owns the Jim mark? Bodybuilding.com says they do. Jim Stoppani says him and PhD Fitness own it. Again, it's up to the courts to decide. I really don't have an opinion, although it seems like Jim tried to trademark Jim Supplement Science. We're talking about Jim here, JYM. Third is, the third question is, I forget the third question. But, the third big question is the biggest one. Is Bodybuilding.com going to sue GNC? Now, if that happens, we're going to take this drama level to a 10 out of 10 to behemoths. Liberty Media Interactive is the company that owns Bodybuilding.com, billion-dollar company. GNC, publicly traded company, billion-dollar company. I mean, it's going to get dirty. And if they do that, then it's going to be kind of like, it's going to be a huge black eye on the industry. It's already childish enough as it is. I'm adding to that childishness, I will admit, by making this video. But now we have some decisions to make based upon those questions. Now, let's say you do like Pre-JYM. You still want this product. It still is a great formula. You're a fan. Where do you buy it from? And so my answer is this. And before we go any further, I need to disclaim PricePlow is actually affiliated with both stores, Bodybuilding.com and GNC. We receive commissions from those stores when we send you to any of those stores. They pay us a commission for that. The good thing is that the commissions are about the same. So I'm going to be as unbiased as possibly can here, and that's kind of the novel. That's the good thing about the PricePlow model is that I really don't care where you go to buy it as long as you're making a good informed decision. And so with that disclaimed, we are friends with both. We get commissions from both. I don't care where you go. My opinion is this. If you are still a fan of Jim Stoppani, you're still a member of the Jim Army, or you still, like the Jim Army people at this point, and you still want Pre-JYM, I'm going to say that it's probably a better idea. If you want to support Jim Stoppani and PhD Fitness, go to GNC.com to buy it. Go to GNC because most likely I can't confirm this, but I'm assuming that GNC and Jim Stoppani have an agreement now. And so this is the Jim 2.0 lineup. We have the products listed on Price.com. They're different flavors, but seem to be the same formulas, possibly some different sizes. So if you like Jim Stoppani, the man, go to GNC at this point. However, if you just like the formulas and you are kind of done with the whole Jim Stoppani guy thing, you're not in the gym army, you just don't care, you just want to use the same formula, head over to bodybuilding.com. And in that case, just realize that, bodybuilding.com is going to absorb more of those profits since they are undoubtedly not paying Jim Stoppani any more money. And then, of course, the third branch of this whole decision matrix is you're just done with the whole damn situation, which a lot of people are. And in that case, go anywhere else. You know where to find a good pre-workout. Head over to GNC, head over to bodybuilding.com. You got PricePal, you got Stacked, you got Supplement Reviews, you got Anabolic Minds, you got everyone. Go and buy whatever you want. There's a lot of effectively dosed stuff out there. So do your research. Because either way, you're going to be, if you want pre-JYM, you're supporting kind of one side or the other. And that's why it's like such juicy drama. It's almost like there's two bands currently in litigation over who gets the right to use the band's name. I'm talking about Rat and Queensryche, where the lead singer of Queensryche has his own Queensryche, and there's another Queensryche with the rest of the guys. And Rat is just a big mess. And basically in the Rat case, the judge is like, dude, this is like stupid. You guys can both use it because it's a small time. But here we're talking about billion-dollar companies. Who has the right to JYM? Don't know. Now, now with that said, I have one piece of advice, and if you are a GNC employee or you are a GNC franchise owner and you're watching this, I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you lawyer up before you start selling this stuff. Bodybuilding.com is clearly, as of right now, they're out for blood. And you should not be getting involved in this unless you can get GNC Corporate to, I'm not sure how your indemnification works or any of that, but if you can get GNC Corporate to sign that they will pay for any legal fees or they will provide 100% legal counsel if bodybuilding.com sues you. It sounds like they're out for blood. Protect your ass. Outside of that, I really do personally think that this is going to settle. We can't have this black cloud hanging over our heads all through 2017. I think that it's gone on long enough. It's been stupid long enough, and it's just going to look worse and worse. And we know that lawsuits don't really help anyone. So the lesson learned for everyone else: trademark your damn names. All you small brands, all you big brands, if you have a feeling that something's going to blow up, trademark it. Get it set up. Get a lawyer, $750, and you could avoid this whole fiasco. So as our friend Mark Lobeiner would say, lawsuits with billion-dollar companies, that's not a game. Register your damn trademarks. I'm Mike with PricePal. Thanks for listening.